Good evening, everybody. This is Appalachian Vibes Radio Show live from 3rd Street Coffee House in Roanoke, Virginia. I'm your host, Amanda Bakke. Appalachian Vibes is a show dedicated to challenging the expectations and celebrating the diversity of music, art, and literature created in and around Appalachia. And welcome to the second live taping of Appalachian Vibes Radio Show. I'm deeply honored and grateful for the opportunity to share the stories and music from tonight's featured artists. Tonight, we are reflecting on the idea of home and belonging and how we connect to our communities. My first guest is Doc McClintock and Elena Krakoviak. Did I say that right? Oh, Krakowiak. Okay, thank you. Krakowiak. She's a folk singer, songwriter, born and raised in Roanoke, Virginia. Her songwriting is deeply influenced by her experience living on the fringes of rural Appalachia and a focus on addiction, loss, queerness, and working class struggle. She ignites a fusion of rowdy traditional Appalachian string music and introspective folk. This is Doc McClintock. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show.
I feel like we should chill a little bit.
Yeah,
let's chill.
Let's recline.
Yeah. That's why I got it.
All right.
Like living room
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So tell me, where did you grow up?
So I grew up here. I'm born and raised in Roanoke, technically Vinton, I guess. But
okay,
yeah.
That's the fringes.
That's the fringe.
Okay.
But I have family that is kind of like lives all around rural, you know. Like I have family out in Botetourt, and my family like is from kind of like Wytheville or Max Meadows area. So like it's like my heritage, I guess you could say. But yeah, my grandparents moved here in the 50s. So came to the big town of Roanoke.
So did mine. Yeah, I think that was a big time of expansion for this area.
Yeah, I think so.
The railroad was killing it. I don't know what else happened. I think there was a flood like 30 years later that I always hear about.
Oh yeah.
So so tell me, do you come from a musical family?
I don't. Actually, no, I think that I might be the first truly like musical person, at least on my mom's side of the family. I think my dad played either cello or bass, but that was a long time ago. So I didn't really have a whole lot of like musical influence growing up. I learned how to play guitar from my cousin, taught me some chords when I was like 12. And yeah, just went from there. I kind of figured out everything else on my own. So.
Oh, really? You're
yeah.
Self-taught?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Who are your biggest influences?
One of my biggest influences right now, and has been for the past few years, has been, his name is Willie Carlisle. He is one of my favorite singer-songwriters doing the thing that they're doing right now. He has an old-time background in theater and likes to make his stage performances big and just extravagant and fun, and I really like that aspect of it. So I'm really striving to hopefully become, make my performances larger than life one of these days.
Ooh, like, what do you mean?
I don't know. I want to really...
Like explosions?
Yeah,
oh,
that's
cool.
what I want to do. I want to get the audience involved with things. I like the idea of communal music. I think it's something that's really important and something that we've lost with, our modern musical sensibilities. I don't think that we play enough music together that isn't for like, a commercial reason. I started going to an old time jam a few years ago and started learning all these tunes and playing with all these great people and going to festivals, and really just fell in love with that. So
there is a very different, being from Atlanta, or the Atlanta, Georgia area. I wasn't really familiar with how deep those roots are, and until I came here, and then I was like, wow, it's such a different experience learning music. I feel like the knee-to-knee perspective versus top-down, the instructor, you're just learning. And it's really a community-based style of music, and children, and you're encouraged to make mistakes, whereas I feel like in other genres, perhaps that's really frowned upon.
Yeah, I think it's drilled into kids not to, that mistakes are wrong, or I don't know. I just think that, like, I always had this image of musicians being really, I guess, for lack of a better word, gatekeepy to their art form. And then, for the longest time, I was like scared of just like playing music with other people because I thought that I would be judged. But, the traditional, Appalachian string music that is here, that I never, was introduced to until way later, even though I've lived here, it's like right up the road. It's all around us, but I just had nobody to show it to me. But once I've found it and got, welcomed into those communities, it was life-changing.
So it transformed your playing.
Yeah, it did, in a big way.
Wow. What type of artist would you have called yourself before?
I probably would have still called myself a folk artist, or like a singer-songwriter, but I really veer into leaning on a lot of the things that I've learned from old-time music specifically, and I try to incorporate that into my songs nowadays.
How long have you been writing music?
I think probably since I was, I want to say maybe 2020. So I haven't really been writing actually my own songs for very long. I started trying to write things, but I never really nothing really ever stuck. And then I had a lot of time during the pandemic to, for one, practice music, but also to, try my hand at writing my own songs. I used to write a lot when I was in school. I used to try to write stories, and, that was fine, but I never really considered myself a songwriter until I got a bit older, and got better at my instruments too. So yeah, it all kind of came together in one package, I'd say.
What's the first song that you're going to play for us? The
first song that I'm going to play today is a song called A Place to Rest. And it is about basically my love and affection for the place I live. I think that not only Roanoke, but this region has really nurtured me and made me the person that I am. And this song is kind of me giving back and, dedicating a musical moment to my experiences in these places that have collectively, created my concept of Southwest Virginia, if that makes sense,
That was a beautiful graduate level answer.
Thank you.
All right, let's do it.
Awesome. Take me to a place far beyond the city, where the mountain laurel blooms in that lonesome valley. I ain't taking nothing with me, I ain't taking nothing back. This mountain is a sacred place where all my love is stashed. Buried beneath the pines, I'm saving it for later. It's a stone's throw away across the James River. When I die that day, this is where I wish to lay. On the ancient creek side, I will forever stay. In the shadow of the mountain, my shade will rise to meet my friends and lovers here in the by and by. Sweet old Virginia, my ain't she pretty? From the high Alleghenies down to Richmond City. Well, Roanoke's alright, I hear, but a lot of folks wear frowns. The big mind is moving in and buying up the town. Thank God there's a place just over top of that ridge line where I am free to let it go and leave this body behind. When I die that day, this is where I wish to lay. Upon the ancient creek side, I will forever stay. In the shadow of the mountain, my shade will rise to meet my friends and lovers here in the by and by. Steal away the soil, steal away the land. Poison all the water till nothing's left to stand. The Cardinals came first and they'll surely be the last to hold dominion in this place now that our time has passed. I'll take my final breath beneath that blue ridge sky. This land ain't meant for us, but it's here that I'm meant to die. When I die that day, this is where I wish to lay. Upon the ancient creek side, I will forever stay. In the shadow of the mountain, my shade will rise to meet my friends and lovers here in the by and by. Thanks, y'all. All right, y'all. I wanted to introduce my friend one more time. This is Elena Krakowiak. Hey. And she's one of my best friends, and we like playing music together. This next song is called Shiny Jack Boots. Oh, there are cracks in the foundation. We're carrying an unsteady load, bound to drop it any moment. The Constitution that makes us whole. Why am I held up to a standard that you cannot uphold yourself? Well, I'm just another wriggling earthworm, babe, sticking up out of the ground. Oh, and I'm waiting for the big old blue to come on crashing down, right on top of my face. You probably won't hear the sound when I'm about to leave this world. Oh, they're gonna make doubly sure that no one can hear my screams, not anymore. Well, they come a-knocking at my door, wearing them shiny jack boots. Said they're gonna take me to the store where I'll get my color-coded suit. Well, and sure, you'll make some friends while you're waiting in line. Maybe we'll discuss the latest scene before we breathe the cyanide. Oh, and I'm waiting for the big old blue to come on crashing down, right on top of my face. You probably won't hear the sound when I'm about to leave this world. Oh, they're gonna make doubly sure that no one can hear my scream, not anymore, not anymore, not anymore, not anymore, not anymore, not anymore, not anymore. And I'm waiting for the big old blue to come on crashing down, right on top of my face. You probably won't hear the sound when I'm about to leave this world. Oh, they're gonna make doubly sure that no one can hear my screams, and I won't have to hear your hate, not anymore, not anymore, not anymore, not anymore. Thank y'all so much.
Ooh. I don't have to hear your hate anymore. What was that last line?
I don't have to. Oh, God.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, the last line was, and I don't have to hear your hate anymore.
Ooh. Yeah. What's this song about?
That song is about the fact that it is an increasingly dangerous world for somebody like me to be in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that song is kind of bottles up a lot of my kind of fear and anxiety that I've felt this past year under the current administration. Yeah.
What do you feel like has changed personally for you, or like how has the level? Because I'm sure living here in general has posed some sort of.
Yeah, I guess in the past, it's always been, scary to, be a trans woman and, Southwest Virginia, but this past year specifically has been difficult. It's not like, I don't think that I've really necessarily felt anything outward directed towards me, especially in all of my community spaces and the places that I, thrive in. But just the attention from the world, it's definitely changed how I, go outside, how I exist in, public spaces. So, yeah.
What do you feel like you've had to change in public spaces?
Mostly just my awareness. It's like, I don't even really necessarily feel like it's necessary. Like, I think that I put a lot of that on myself when I go out to these, just like going to the grocery store or something, places where I don't know like how people are going to receive me. Like if I'm wearing, something that, could offend, like not offend somebody, but could be inflammatory to the wrong person. So just paying extra attention and being aware of people and like, unknowns in the world. It's definitely been just increased my anxiety on any given day. But I will say that recently